And we're in what we call the warm sector of all that, the southern side of that area of low pressure, feeding in strong winds out of the south. In fact, they're at around 12 miles an hour now out of the southwest, fueling really that snow up there and giving us a pretty nice day. Now it's dry now. We did see some rain in the overnight hours, 57 degrees for our temperature. Look at the barometer. Man, this is a monster of an area of low pressure just off to the north. Our barometer now at 29 and 85 hundredths of an inch. The dew point is at 52 degrees. Here's a look at those temperatures. We have our first couple of 60-degree temperatures out there. Latrobe has been at 60 over the last hour. Waynesburg now at 60 degrees as well. 59 in Washington and Denora. Wheeling coming in at 58 degrees. Not as warm just yet, just off to the north. Butler 53, Katanning 51, Newcastle 54. And once again, the Pittsburgh area coming in at 57 degrees this hour. We are expecting the high in Pittsburgh to hit about 60 degrees. So that'll likely be over the next 2 to 3 hours. After that, temperatures will start to slide, and they'll continue to slide all the way back down to around 30 degrees, and that's where we'll be most of the day on Saturday. Now, this is going to look a lot worse than it is. In fact, this is the radar sensitivity up way too high, and so you can see kind of all what it's seeing out in the atmosphere. Most of this, if not all of it, is actually not hitting the ground. In fact, we'll take that away for you, and you can see just a couple of spot showers out there, and that's really what we're expecting over the course of the day today. Just a spot shower here or there for the rest of the day. Probably won't add up to very much, maybe 100th, possibly 200ths of an inch of rain. But besides that, we're probably really done with our rain for the day. What about temperatures? Well, they're going to be warm, right around 60 degrees for the afternoon and even into the evening hours. Temperatures are still going to be relatively pleasant, right at 50 degrees. But as we get a cold front, it's right there coming through. Notice the temperatures just off to the west of that, mid to low 40s already, and then diving quickly into the 30s by about 1 o'clock in the morning. So you're going to see a big difference once the cold front slides in. Part of that is going to be with cooler weather. In fact, we'll be cold enough tomorrow morning that we'll have some lake effect snow showers, at least being possible. We'll be watching out very closely for that. Let's talk about just how much water we've seen. And if you remember anything for 2018, you know that it's been a wet one. It's been a soggy one. It seems like every second day we've seen at least a chance for some rain. We're now up to 57 and 800ths of an inch when it comes to rain, and we do only need 34 hundredths of an inch before we would overtake 2004 for the wettest year on record. It hasn't just been Pittsburgh. Places like Altoona, the Wheeling area, Youngstown, DuBois, even Morgantown, well over 10 inches ahead of the average for this time of the year, and obviously with just a couple more days to go ahead of what we would see for the year. We do have another chance for rain on Monday, and I do think, Julie, that we will see record amounts of rain as we're rolling into 2019 just before midnight. There's your forecast for the new year as we're heading into the new year. Rain showers will be around. Temperatures, though, mid-50s. There's your 7-day.